Welcome to Christian Men Unscripted. I'm John Harney, Alan Underwood, and it's Halloween season, man. It's Halloween season. All Hallows Eve. We're within a day or whatever of it either being here or just passed. This is a Halloweenish episode. How about that?
Yeah.
How's it going, dude? What's going on?
The internet's messed up today, and we're having a problem recording. So hopefully this episode is good. Maybe it's spooky stuff happening.
Mm-hmm. The ghosts and the goblins are attacking our recording session today.
What is the origins of Halloween? Do you know? I don't know.
All Hallows Eve.
Is it a pagan holiday, they say?
I mean, I think it's a combination of pagan holiday and also there was some kind of okay, listen, I'm kind of making this up, but I know I saw a documentary on it that it's actually similar to that Mardi Gras thing where you get to be all nuts before you have to be extra holy during like the holy holidays coming up.
Okay.
Like, it was almost like a Catholic thing. Like let's go nuts and sin our butts off and act all crazy.
And then Monday we'll start on a diet.
Yeah, that's what, the holy thing, All Hallows Eve. Like, we got to be all holy tomorrow, but today we get to act all crazy, right?
It's kind of like when I'm going to eat better Monday. So today, give me some little Debbie snack cakes.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Things are delicious. I mean, I don't look at them. You guys might know.
It was a Celtic thing where they mourn the dead.
Well, like Dia de los Muertos.
So.
Well, like Hispanic culture in Mexico anyway, Dia de los Muertos or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Day of the Dead.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's around the same time. So I think just globally, people sort of have like that kind of a weird, because I think it's like a pagan, evil kind of a holiday, if I'm honest. But I'm not going to go all crazy on it. I think it's kind of fun too, right?
Yeah, I do
candy
too.
And mess around.
We've talked about on the podcast. I like horror movies.
Yeah,
I don't know. Mm-hmm. Say what you will, but to a certain extent, like we were watching. There's a documentary, or it's not a documentary. It's a docu-series on Netflix for Ed Gein, who was a serial killer, kind of a serial killer back in the way back when, where like movies have been made about him. Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's another one and I don't remember, but it was a little much. I was like, babe, I can't watch it because they show so much vulgarity, necrophilia. I'm like, no, this is not. Yeah. And it's a true story based on him. They take liberties, obviously. Sure. Like, I even read about it. I'm like, the necrophilia thing was kind of added in. They don't believe he did that. Oh. But they put it in the show. I'm like, this is outrageous. You don't need to do that.
Like, as extreme as they can get.
Yeah, extreme as they can get. And I was like, I don't know. And like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I lived in Texas when it came out, and I went and saw it. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. And basically, Ed Gein he was mentally unstable.
Yeah.
And Psycho. Psycho's the main one because his mom died and he had her up in the room. What he did is he go to the graves, rob graves, and he brought a lady, put him up in the room that looked like his mom, wasn't his mom.
Okay.
And had her dead body there. And then he would go rob graves and take their skin and make, what do you call those? Like lampshades and seats and stuff. It was kind of weird, but then it just got crazy and I was like, that's a little bit out there to be watching.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, slasher, kind of like crazy, good stuff. The old school.
The old classics.
The old classics.
Yeah. Standards.
Friday the 13th, great one.
The original Halloween.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's
good.
All right. Well,
Halloween was one of my best because it wasn't crazy, like scary, but it's spooky.
Yeah, Halloween is like, to me, it's like spooky. The Mike Myers. I love, by the way, that the Michael Myers mask is based on a William Shatner mask that they painted white. Did you know that?
No, I did not know.
Oh, that's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. It's on Netflix. Has a show called The Movies That Made Us, and it's so good of a documentary, and it shows all these really great John Hughes films and the background behind them. Yeah. And they interview the makers and the creators of Halloween. Super low budget. Again, I'm paraphrasing and summarizing something here, but basically in summary, they were like, what's this bad guy going to look like, this Mike Myers killer guy? Yes, and they went and got a William Shatner mask, or one of them had it, and they like pulled the hair out of it or did something with the hair and just painted it white.
Okay.
How funny is that, dude?
Well, it's like Jason, just a hockey mask.
Yeah, just something simple, right? Yep. It's okay. Those are bad. We are a Christian podcast. And here's what I want to share with you. Those movies they're not edifying. They don't build you up. But I also totally get it because I love the Halloween music. I think it's the quintessential, the Halloween movie music.
Yeah.
I think that's the quintessential scary movie piano thing or whatever. I love it. Yeah. It's like the best, right? And so I get it. I kind of like those things too. But I will share this from a Christian perspective. I genuinely don't think those things are good for your soul. They clearly are not building you up. It clearly isn't helping you. It's like the junk food of the movie world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a little Debbie snack cake.
It's like the old little Debbie. It's a little pleasure in the moment. It's kind of interesting or funny. Like the end of Nightmare on Elm Street when the lady gets sucked through the window. As a kid, we'd pause it because you can tell it's a dummy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's funny. But also it is a picture of evil.
Mm-hmm.
And to turn this biblical real quick, you can say the presence of evil is a pretty solid apologetic argument for the existence of good and the existence of God. To me, when you see evil movies, evil things happening, really what it shows is we must really live in this fallen, evil world with Satan and demons and this satanic dominion and world system that the Bible talks about. To me, evil things and these horror movies that are trying to kind of really over-exaggerate some of these terrible evil things, and sometimes they're under-exaggerated, by the way, just proves that there is a God and that there is spiritual warfare.
Right.
Okay, before we went on, before we had all these weird goblins attacking our computer system.
Issues.
Yeah, because it's the
Gremlins.
Halloweenish stuff. Yep, the Gremlins are in there. We were like, oh, man.
Did you? That's a Christmas movie, actually, Gremlins.
Yeah, that's true. And I like it. Okay, but Gizmo we were sort of talking about some of the crazy things we saw even working as cops. You got to share the story, the 666. Oh. This is a true story. Let's talk about it. I like stories like this. Tell it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not good, but it's not interesting.
Good. So it was like, we work swing shifts, so we get on at 3:00, and so we usually go get a coffee, start our shift if it's not crazy busy, and it's not too busy, and there's no calls holding, but then one pops up, and it's like a 911 disconnect, and me and my partner Brian were like, hey, let's go take this, and then we'll go get some coffee. Like, sounds good, because normally it's like kids playing or sorry,
yeah, I remember those,
but they can turn into stuff, but most of the time it's not. So we get there, knock on the door, there's a car in the driveway. It's June 6, 2006. So 6/6 of 06.
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of it at the time.
Okay.
I didn't think nothing of it until like a couple of days later, to be honest with you. But the address is also 9666.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like,
it's a lot of sixes.
A lot of sixes in one. So, but like I said, didn't think about it until the next day when I saw all the numbers. So I knock on the door, no answer. And then Brian goes, I'm going to just jump the fence, see if I can see in the windows. I'm like, all right. But as he jumps the fence, the door opens. And the guy opens the door, he pushes the door open, and he turns around and he walks away. And he's like hunched over. I'm like, sir, everything all right? We got a 911. He's like, come in. He might not have said come in, but he opened the door. So that was a come in thing. I remember I had to testify, and you're like, did he invite you in? I'm like, you opened the door, he implied it. So I went in. It was a 911 call. And as he's walking, he's hunched over. He's like, I killed my wife and I killed myself. But he's had a strong accent, Polish, or I don't remember what it was. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? And as you go down this hallway, the hallway opens up to the right to a 2 steps down into a living room.
Yeah.
And there is a lady who has been stabbed multiple times laying on the ground. Obviously, she's deceased. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, now we got someone. Like, Brian, I need you to get in here.
Yeah.
And then there's blood all over the floor where he goes. And he goes right back to the spot where he was and sits down in this pool of blood. And he's like, I tried to kill myself. Please shoot me. And there's a knife by him. So I go over there, and there's this in a pool of blood. So I just take my boot and I slide it away from him. And I'm like, Brian, I need you in here. He comes in, he's like, what's going on? He's like, holy crap. But he didn't say crap. And anyway, he ended up stabbing his wife over 20 times. He killed her because apparently she was cheating on him. And he sent the kids away. He had 2 young kids, and he sent them to the neighbor's house. And it was crazy. I'm like, well, we are here all night now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she did pass away, and he survived, and then we had to go to trial. He only got 10 years for that, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Private passion or something, I guess they say. But, apparently in the United States, you can kill somebody and get away with it for 10 years.
That's crazy.
I got out in 8.
Probably. Well, he was a sweet old Polish guy, like you said, so that just wanted to shoot him. Okay, that's a terrible story, so I'm sorry for our listeners. But actually, a couple things. One, pray for first responders out there, the cops, the paramedics who have to show up. And typically, by the way, the cops will show up, make sure it's safe first, and it's a calm situation, because we all have stories like that. To me, it just is a representation I've always shared of the depravity of humanity, that human beings are fallen, that we have a sin nature within us, we have desperation within us, that a void within us, like a woman is cheating. Why was she doing that in the marriage? And then why was his response so extreme?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To me, that's evidence of evil in the world and of spiritual warfare and of this crazy inner fight that we have as human beings within our sin nature, desire for self and evil things versus trying to give it up to God, be prayerful, be patient, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you see this stuff and it's insane. Okay, I got to tell a Halloween story. Mine will be fast because I want to get to another one.
It was actually on Halloween.
Mine was actually on Halloween, and it's a lot. The whole story is long, but I don't want to tell the whole story, although it could be its own mini series. But in summary, it's on Halloween, maybe 10 years ago now when I was on Homicide. And so I've got tons of those and the sad ones and people being stabbed to death and all this. And so, but I'm getting called out and I leave my house and I knew it was Halloween. I'm having them navigate my truck through the neighborhood with all the kids in the street in their costumes. I feel bad. I left my family for a lot of holidays. And so I'm driving. I show up at this apartment complex. It's Halloween. It's cool outside. It's windy. It's dark.
Very nice.
Yep.
Nice time of year in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the leaves are floating across the parking lot that had come off the trees. Yep, exactly.
There you go. Gotcha.
It was a little eerie outside. Sort of felt that way, like a little dark.
Yeah, you're painting a great picture, by the way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
Cool. It was just cool enough that you.
It's like the movie Halloween when the kids are just trick or treating.
Yeah, kids are trick or treating in the back. This is the truth.
Yeah.
We get to this apartment complex. It's a high rise apartment, and it really is. It's breezy. There are a few kids you see off in the distance in their little costumes and phantom people
laughing
leaving and coming. And the cat goes by and it's like, and it's all that. And so I get briefed and they're like, okay, yeah, this guy, he was stabbed and he was beaten with some kitchen stuff and blah. You get briefed by everyone who's there and everything. Okay. We walk into this scene and I'm condensing a lot, right? But in summary, I end up in this scene and I walk in and the first thing you notice is the TV is still on. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie is on playing. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I don't know, it must have been on loop, like a streaming thing, or maybe they had a series of Halloween movies playing, but I'm pretty positive it was just that one the whole time. There's a dead guy on the ground, face down in the kitchen area. It's an apartment with the open kitchen and stuff. And there's blood everywhere around him. And on the wall behind him, it says something to the effect of, "This is for Satan," or, "I did this because of Satan." Written on the wall, right above the dead body. And I'm standing there and, I'm like, all right, because I'm in charge of the scene. I'm the sergeant over the homicide team. And so guys are starting to kind of gather, and the photos a lot of the photos been taken. You're about to really be processing the scene. And so someone, I think, kind of moved the body or whatever, right? This is hours into this. And I look down and I'm sort of watching the movie now because I know it sounds weird, but like we have enough going on. And sometimes when you just kind of stop.
Yep.
And people are being interviewed and guys are going to different apartments and you're trying to find video, whatever the investigation is doing. I kind of pause for a moment standing over the dead body and I look over the TV and it's some horrible horror movie. And like I said, I think it was
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not a great,
but it was like it was like the new one.
That's a little much too. Yeah, that's even more. The new one's even more.
It was like crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that and I look back over and it was one of those moments in our lives where everything's a little bit surreal where I'm like, this is what I do for work. I look over and it's like the thing written about Satan on the wall. Yeah. And then they had like made an adjustment to the body, I think, just to move because he had been stabbed, but they were also trying to determine any other weapons or whatever. So I look at the floor and there's this dark blood just coming right toward my shoe
kind of
while I'm standing there. And the totality of the scene on Halloween for me, I paused for the moment before I very slowly and casually, it wasn't an emergency, moved my foot so that the blood doesn't get all up in my shoes.
Yeah.
And
you probably wearing nice shoes. I was
dressed kind of, I was probably wearing like nicer clothes.
You were a very important person on the department.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, right. But I kind of remember moving my foot and kind of having that surreal moment, like, holy crap, dude. Yeah. There are bad things that happen on Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And long story short, the rest of the story. It was crazy by the time we figured out who did it and the guy, and it really is an interesting story. The killer, that guy had met him on one of those homosexual hookup apps, and it, over days of us tracking it down and finding evidence of a haircut in the sink and a sock left behind and receipts in the trash. And so we were able to get video from the Walgreens and the McDonald's and the various places that the killer and the dead guy visited together during their sort of like 24-hour hookup thing.
Yep.
And so we were able to track that guy and found out that he was going to kill someone else. And we managed to make a phone call to that almost victim within moments to give him a heads up, like, hey, this guy, we identified this guy. And he said, well, if he has money in a car,
he's going to
come and kill me because of our history. And again, it's a long story, but in summary, he was like, well, you need to call the cops. And we said, well, we're tracking his phone and he's obviously on his way. Well, we were tracking the dead guy's phone, but he's obviously on his way to you. But he threw the phone in the trash several hours ago. So the math means he's going to be to you pretty quick. The guy said he literally hung up with us, got a gun. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning in Michigan. And we called the police and said, you need to go check on this guy, but here's his number, at least call him. And by the time the police there called the guy, he answered the phone, and they were like, hey, I'm so-and-so, sergeant with, the police department here in Michigan, trying to introduce myself. Metro Homicide called. And he was like, get over here. I just got in a shootout. I just killed the guy who was our killer and got in a shootout with my own daughter because those two were planning on killing him that night. The killer in Vegas made it all the way there, had a plan to meet up with his girlfriend. The two of them
after he had the gay lover
thing. And then the two of them were going to kill that girl's parents that night.
Ooh,
and we literally gave him about 2 to 4 minute warning so he could put a gun in his pocket. And by the time he heard a noise downstairs, he walked down there and he was confronted face to face with this killer. And they got in a shootout. He killed him, fell, and his own daughter picked up the gun and he had to shoot his own daughter. She lived. There's a lot more to that story, but I don't want to monopolize all our time.
We can make a movie about that.
You could. It's crazy. It's insane. The guys did such good work on that.
There's noises downstairs.
I know. I think your house is haunted. Okay, what about another?
Speaking of my house being haunted, so we bought this house during COVID, and the people that lived here were a Filipino family, and the husband passed away during COVID in the house. I don't know if it was in the house. The neighbor said it was in the hospital. Okay. So I'm not one for ghost stories. I mean, whatever. I find it interesting, but my dog, my little Labradoodle, she's great, is always staring at the wall. So last night, she comes upstairs and she's sitting in our loft and she's just looking up at the ceiling. And I'm like, what are you looking at? And then I go, get in the room. So she runs around the wall, goes to the other side, and is looking at the same spot in the room that she was looking at out there. And I'm like, what in the world are you looking at? And then I just I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, babe, that's weird. I don't know what she's looking at. But she does it all the time. Anyway, did you? Oh, the other story about the kid.
Well, real quick about pets. Isn't that funny? Because our dog was just doing that the other day. I'm assuming it was a gnat or something, right? They have really heightened senses above ours, hearing and vision. But our dog was doing the same thing, and we were joking exactly what you're saying. Like, does he see the spiritual realm that we don't see?
Well, she was also like, she does tricks, and she was doing the tricks. I'm like, why are you sitting on your hind legs? Why are you rolling over? No, I'm just making that part up. Okay. That's not true. I'm being funny. But it was weird. She's done it a few times.
Yeah. Well, pets do weird stuff,
Yeah. I have a Samsung TV, and every day when I turn it on, it's on David Letterman channel, where he has always got stupid pet tricks.
Yeah, I love stupid
So
pictures.
Funny. Yeah. Those are
good.
Late night comedy was good. My next story for the police department was I had a ride along with the Cops TV show. They were riding with me, and it was the guy John's good guy. He was.
I love those guys. Yeah, a lot of good guys.
Still have his number. He has my number. I haven't talked to him in a while anyway. But so we get a call right out of the gate. The mom, it was crisis intervention team, is a class that I took so you can talk to people. So the mom knew what it was, and she's like, I need a crisis intervention officer. My son is acting crazy. He's 16 years old. Please send him and meet me on the corner. So being newly crowned crisis intervention.
Yeah, you're basically like every hostage negotiator movie ever made after you got trained in that.
I didn't pay attention in a lot of classes I took, so I'm probably very unqualified.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, we're going to call. I'm decent at talking to people regardless, so I wasn't worried about that. I'm going to take my headphones off because they keep going in and out. It's bugging me.
Okay.
So if I breathe heavy into the mic, remind me. So Amy doesn't get mad at me.
I'll do my best.
Tell Alan, stop breathing into the mic. But anyway, we get this call. Of the kid. And she's like, he's hearing voices. He needs to be sent to a counseling facility. He's hearing voices. I'm like, okay, I'll go talk to him. She gives us a garage code. So we park down the road. We're walking up.
And you got the cops crew with you. The television crew.
The television crew. They have cameras. Mic'd up.
Yep. I love that. Yep. Yeah. That was fun.
So it's dark. It's just fall. It's not Halloween, but it's, time changes come, so it's dark at 4:00 in the afternoon. So it's like 5:36, whatever. So it's dark.
Yeah.
And I turned my phone off. I have a cell phone, flip phone at the time. Turn it off so nobody can. It doesn't ring. I don't want to sneak in.
Yeah, you
want to catch them off guard, man.
Right.
Like, get in the car, sucker. Whatever. So we go in through the garage. As we go in through the garage, cops is in the car, and the kid comes around the side of the house. And he's got a white mask on. What is that mask where he's just the lips so you can talk through, but it's all white? It's blank.
Like the Scream one or something?
Not Scream. It's just like a mime, whatever. It's all white. No eyes, no nothing. But you
Phantom
can see
of the Opera, one of those?
You can see the eyes. There's eyes. But anyway, it's all white. You can only see the lips.
Okay.
And he's got a butcher knife in his hand.
Oh.
And so then they're trying to call me. They're like, oh, God, Alan.
Okay, let me back up because you're talking about the mask, but you're in the house.
Paint the picture like you did.
I'm just saying, so it's dark outside. The the cops crew, they're out in the car. They're excited anticipation. They're not coming in because the rule is they can't film a kid. And so, but they're listening.
Yeah,
and
they can hear.
You're inside. The wind, the leaves are changing. It's dark outside. The light is flickering.
As I speak, yes.
Yes, and the light is flickering. And you guys are inside, you and your partner.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, they see a kid come around
the side of the house into the garage.
Butcher knife in hand. Mask on. This is what they're seeing. And so now they're like watching it play out. Like how fun for them.
And they're hearing, and I'm not the most serious guy, so I'm in the house.
Oh, and they're listening to you.
Yeah, they can hear me. I'm mic'd up. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. What do you think this kid is or whatever? And we go up to his room, and his room is nice. It's a nice house. So there's an open stairway. It's like a large stairway in the bottom, and it kind of goes up to the top, and you can see the floor downstairs. So we're up in his room looking for him. He's not there.
Pop's just frantically
trying to call me.
He's got a butcher knife. You're like, everything's going bad.
But we don't turn the lights on downstairs, but we did have him on upstairs. Okay. So it's kind of dark downstairs, and I come out of his room to the top of the stairs, and I look down, and there's this kid with this mask on standing there.
And it's dark.
It's dark.
He's backlit.
He's illuminated. Yeah.
Lit by like orange lights.
Exaggerate, but
I get it.
Similar.
I can picture it.
And he goes, I hear voices. And I go, yeah, you do. But the hair stood up and I was like, oh my goodness. Ended up going downstairs, getting him in custody. But the knife he had ended up sticking into the wall by the door in the garage.
Oh.
So then we come out with him, and the cops was like, oh my God, we thought you were going to shoot that kid with the knife. And I was like, oh, I didn't see a knife. And then as I come out, I could see it stuck into the door next to the thing. It was crazy, man. I was like, I've never been creeped out as I was on that when I came to the top of the stairs and looked down at him. I was like, oh my goodness.
Dude, yeah, but
then you take the mask off, and he's just a normal 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that was creepy.
Now, isn't that funny? You just said something that we can actually kind of turn into a bit of a more of a you said a profound statement. He took the mask off, and he was just a kid.
Right.
Think about it. We go up to the Spring Mountain Youth Camp. We talk to the boys at the camp all the time. We try to share Jesus and just positive thinking. And I mean that in the from a Christian worldview, but like you guys, you can do better with your lives. And those same kids, some of them wore masks and robbed people at 7-Eleven, scared the heck out of people. Mm-hmm. But really, when we're looking at them, we're looking at just a kid.
I mean, I've told the story to you. I've told it to looking at this kid as you were talking. And do you remember him? I remember he's a young Hispanic kid, tattoos all over his hands, face.
Up at the camp when
up at the camp.
Yeah.
And then when he asked a question, he had this little kid voice, and I'm just like, man, it's crazy.
Right, because they're
just
trying
a young man.
Yep, they're trying to do big kid stuff. They're doing evil things, and just like that kid, he was losing his mind and seemed so scary. But then you remove the mask. Now, isn't that an interesting statement on anything that's going on? I always say this: remove the mystery if you can. You're nervous for a job interview. Find out who's interviewing you and give them a call and just introduce yourself prior. You're going to take away some of the mystery. You hate your neighbor because they always have loud music on and stuff.
Have conversations.
Just go and say hi.
Kind of what's going on.
Take the mask off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, people. Same thing with politics. Everything that's going on in the world right now.
Yeah,
people don't see people as human beings anymore. I even said that to the kids at the camp. We take humanity out of things all of a sudden.
Yeah,
you don't like the left. You don't like the right. You don't talk to people.
Yep.
You might not like what you have to say, but you got to get down on a human level and just know, hey, you have a family, you have kids. I don't agree with anything you say, but we're all human. I agree with the human aspect of we human flesh, God's children, who we should love each other no matter what.
It's funny because really,
even though your views are stupid.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
You haven't done.
Just joking.
You're clearly an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. But I still love you, bro. Matter of fact, I'm going to pray for you to get smarter. But I mean, dude, okay, so that's true because you might fully disagree with someone. And by the way, sometimes you just can't convince crazy. And so sometimes you have to just walk away. You may not even agree to disagree. You just may have to say, you know what, I don't hate you. Clearly you do. Yeah. Clearly you can't get over whatever political view I have versus yours.
Right.
And so you can hate me, but I actually don't hate you. That's actually what Christianity is. It says, man, I don't hate you. I want to do the very best to help you to understand or to see my position. And I'm trying to see yours. But if you just want to act like a crazy person and hate me over it, then I can just walk away though and kind of be okay with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And if you're wearing a mask and you have to act like you're a crazy psycho and you got to carry a butcher knife around and that's who you think you are and that's your identity.
He was smarter than he thought because he knew that the cops were in there and he better not bring that knife in.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So he wasn't that crazy.
But so the point is, though, sometimes like he did the right thing. Put the knife down, stick it in a wall, and then eventually get the mask off and now let's talk. Well, sometimes people put the mask on, they carry the butcher knife, they're like the porcupine. You can't actually have a reasonable conversation because they won't take their freaking mask off and they won't put their stupid knife down. Literally in policing, that gets people killed.
Yep.
And figuratively in conversation, that keeps people from ever actually having a reasonable conversation.
Yeah.
So I think in literal and figurative speech, the masks and the knives can cause a lot of problems.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a way to sum it up. Very good storytelling today by you, John.
I thought yours was excellent. I really appreciated the crazy kid who heard voices. But I guess let's wrap it up on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wrap it up.
I mean, I think we're Christian. I get it. We didn't go into a lot of, here's the deal. We really do live in a fallen world. We shared a couple of really horrific stories. We did it tongue in cheek. I get it. Like the potential for that poor kid to have all kind of mental illness and have gotten shot by the police. Or, yes, I did. I hate that murder happened, that I worked and the one that Alan worked. Mm-hmm. Here's what I want you to hear. God is very real. He sees you and he loves you. But we really are in a fallen world. We have sin. We have sin natures. We make our own decisions. And when we're making those decisions apart from God and for ourselves and in selfishness and in all these other, it affects other human beings. People get killed. People get injured. People get damaged. People are exposed to these things because we're all interconnected. And sadly, apart from Christ, it's calamity. It's catastrophe. It's why it's actually what 666 means. It's an incomplete. It's sort of a picture of chaos is that number. You'll see like the biblical number is always like 7777, right? Because that's sort of like this infinity, sort of a picture of like absolution and completion. And I'm not going there, but the point is, apart from Christ, it's massive chaos. The evils in the world, to me, prove that spiritual warfare is real and prove that there is good and there is evil, and good is God and he is light. And apart from that, it's really dark and really terrible, and I'm real sorry. Happy Halloween.
All right.
All right, be blessed.